Wysteria, energy, twister.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Legends of Britany. We are now on a vision over this wild, healthy track, covered with the blue flowers of the dwarf gentian, steals a subtle change. No air nor heath has altered, the lynching-covered grey stones are the same. Suddenly there arises the burden of a low, fierce chant. A swarm of skin-clad figures appears, clustering around a gigantic object, which they are painfully dragging toward a deep pit situated at the end of one of the enormous alleys of monoliths. On rudely shaped rollers rests a huge stone, some 20 feet in length, and this they drag across the rough moor by ropes of hide, lightening their labours by the chant, which relates the exploits of the warrior chief, who has lately been entombed in this vast pantheon of Karnak. The menhir shall serve for his headstone. It has been vowed to him by the warriors of his tribe, his henchmen, who have fought and hunted beside him, and who revere his memory. This stone shall render his fame immortal. And now the task of placing the huge monolith in position begins. Ropes are attached to one extremity, and while a line of brawny savages strains to raise this, others guide that end of the monolith destined for the enclosures in the earth toward the pit which has been dug for its reception. Higher and higher rises the stone, until at last it sinks slowly into the earthy bed. It is held in an upright position, while the soil is packed around it, and it is made secure. Then the barbarians stand back a space and gaze at it from beneath their low brows, well pleased with their handiwork. He whom they honoured in life rests not unrecognised in death. The Legend of Karnak. The Legend of Karnak, which explains these avenues of monoliths, bears a resemblance to the Cornish story of the hurlers, who were turned into stone for playing and hurling on the Lord's Day, or to that of the English example from Cumberland of Long Meg and her daughters. Saint Cornelie, we are told, pursued by an army of pagans, fled toward the sea, finding no boat at hand, and on the point of being taken, he transformed his pursuers into stones, present to this day as the monoliths. The saint had made his flight to the coast in a bullock cart, and perhaps for this reason he is now regarded as the patron of cattle. Should a bullock fall sick, his owner purchases an image of Saint Cornelie and hangs it up in the stable until the animal recovers. The church at Karnak contains a series of fresco paintings which outline events in the life of the saint, and in the churchyard there is a representation of the holy man between two bullocks. The head of Saint Cornelie is said to be preserved within the edifice as a relic. On the 13th of September is held at Karnak the festival of benediction of the beasts, which is celebrated in honour of Saint Cornelie. The cattle of the district are brought to the vicinity of the church and blessed by the priests, should sufficient monetary encouragement be forthcoming. Mont Saint-Michel. In the neighbourhood is Mont Saint-Michel, a great tumulus with a sepulchral dome first excavated in 1862, when late Stone Age implements, jade celts, and burnt bones were unearthed. Later, M. Zachary Larouzic, the well-known Breton archaeologist, tunnelled into the tumulus and discovered a mortuary chamber in which were the incinerated remains of 2 oxen. To this tumulus each pilgrim added a stone or small quantity of earth, as has been the custom in the Celtic countries from time immemorable. And so the funerary mound, in the course of countless generations, grew into quite a respectable hill, on which a chapel was built, dedicated to Saint Michael, from the doorway of which a splendid prospect of the great stone alignments can be had with, for background, the Morbihan and the long, dreary peninsula of Cuberon, bleak, treeless, and deserted. And that's the next part of the Legends of Britany. When we come back, we will then go on to Rosinod. And again, that's near Karnak, actually. So still in the same sort of area. And bear in mind, we are talking about erected stones, stone monuments, the ones that people are still trying to explain to this day. They do believe now they are burial sites. But there's many other people that believe they are something quite altogether different. But that's what we're still discussing. These beautiful medieval and just, they go so far back, standing stones. Thank you for listening, and many blessings.
Wysteria, energy, twister.